No friction. No spark. Hello world, it's Paris Solomon here. Respecting. How are you guys doing? How's your week been so far? I have had a momentous week in my music career. This week I found out that one of my songs was played on BBC Radio. That's the British Broadcasting Company, and actually worldwide that's a known acronym. They are the national broadcaster for the UK, if you didn't know already. And just by chance, after Googling my name, I found that one of my songs had been played on the BBC Introducing radio show. So this is a monthly radio show where unsigned artists upload their songs in the hope of being played. Now, you guys might remember, especially those guys who have been following my Driving Seat promo run from the summer, that I uploaded my songs onto this BBC Introducing uploader. I've always done that with my songs. And effectively, I did that in the hope that one of the DJs would hear the song, hear its potential, and then spin it and give me a first, because I've never been played on national radio before. Nothing like that. So, I've released Driving Seat, I uploaded the songs to BBC Introducing. I released the Driving Seat remixes, I uploaded the songs to BBC Introducing around the first week of September. And then the second week of September, one of my songs was played. The thing is, I'm supposed to get a notification from BBC that my song was played. I did not get the notification, so here we are a month later. Seeing that my song was played. I can't understate or overstate, should I say, how happy I am to have one of my songs, one of my creations that I made out of thin air. Obviously, I'm influenced by the surroundings and people that came before me, but largely thin air has been played on BBC Introducing by the BBC Introducing radio host Theo Johnson. So big up Theo. This is a radio show again for West Midlands acts based in the West Midlands. So for me to come over here and get one of my songs played, I couldn't even imagine it. I didn't imagine it. It was one of my aims for my song Driving Seat. You might remember in New to You episode 1, I said the song that I showed you by the artist Macy Ward was radio ready. I said Macy Ward's song was radio ready. And I believe that my song Driving Seat was radio ready, and that is why I submitted it to BBC Introducing. So I'm just so happy. I want to soak up this moment and make this episode, about my happiness in relation to that moment. And I want you guys to really understand the serendipity behind the fact that I got a BBC radio play, a national radio play with hundreds of thousands of listeners at least. If not millions. If you want something, guys, you have to give it away. I made the first New to You Don't Listen to Numbers episode on the 10th of September 2023 after thinking about it. I was then, unbeknownst to me, played myself, my song was played on national radio on the 16th of September 2023. So what I'm trying to say is I, as an unknown artist, was giving another unknown artist a platform that I believed had talent. And then I, as an unknown artist myself, was then given a platform by a DJ who believed I had talent the very next week. There are so many people who think from a scarcity mindset. They do want to be successful, but they're not willing to accept or hope for success for other people. They do want opportunities, but they're not willing to necessarily platform and give other people opportunities who can't benefit them, right? Because I didn't contact Macy Ward or any of the New to You artists to let them know that I was putting them there. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Nothing like that. This was purely for the appreciation of the art and the music. And that is what BBC Introducing does, and that is what New to You does. If there is a difference between the two platforms, Obviously theirs is much bigger, nationally recognised, but apart from that, I will play old songs, right? Whereas BBC Introducing focuses on new songs exclusively. I will also play new songs from artists you don't know about, but generally I'm playing older songs which have that timeless element to them. So again, I just want to reiterate, it's an abundance mindset, absolutely, that I have. I've always been cheering on other artists who I rate. And I don't rate them because of what they might be able to do for me or not do for me. And I think that's why the universe, the higher power, whatever you may believe in, did the same for me. Instant karma. It was karma, guys. It was good karma. I gave an artist a platform, and I've continued to do that each week since then. And I was then given the biggest platform that you can't pay for, you can't buy. It's a priceless situation. Only, a small percentage of artists have had their songs recognised on that kind of platform historically. Most of them have gone on to do big things. And I can't understate that an abundance mentality and giving is the only way you may receive in an unexpected way, beyond your wildest dreams. Honestly, serendipity is real. Serendipity for me is, definition is coincidence and fate. That's how I understand what happened. Nobody asked me to make a new to you, listen to numbers content idea. It's purely my idea. I didn't consult anybody. I gave these artists a platform. I'm going to continue to give artists that are new to you platforms for the songs I like on my small platform. And I've been blessed with that milestone. No one can ever take that away from me, to be honest, right? And it's a real confidence booster, and it's a real rubber stamp on my talent. It's unmistakable. I don't know anybody in the music industry. This was purely on the strength of the song. Now, here's the ironic part, as a conclusion. Because I discovered that I was played on BBC Radio this week, which is almost a month after it happened, because I didn't get the notification. I didn't get to hear which song it was. So I suspect it was one of my most recently released songs, Driving Seat. We'll see. I'm going to try and grab the recording at some point, and hopefully they have a recording. But in the absence of that, I do have a screenshot, my name there on the itinerary, alongside two other artists. So big up to them as well. I don't know if it was their first time being played. I did look into them a little bit. Might play one of their songs on here actually if I like it, for sure. So yeah, I just wanted to say, if you're watching this, if you followed me, from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, thank you very much for looking at someone who's had one of, his milestones reached, and it was reached in an organic way, guys. It was just the music that I had to offer, not social media metrics, just the music. And I'm really thankful, and I strongly believe my secret weapon is that abundance mentality, that willingness to give platforms to artists, big or small, doesn't matter, and just give, and then the universe will give back to you. But in the music industry, unfortunately, I would say in the music industry, the scarcity mindset is more common than the abundance mindset. But I am who I am, and I'm glad to be authentic to myself and deliver my message authentically, and to some extent be rewarded for my authenticity, right? And my willingness to give and think from an abundance mindset, and not think that one person's shine is dimming mine, So yeah, I'm gonna as I say, I made this episode about this moment because I want to take in this moment. I want to share this moment with you guys, because I only found out maybe 3 days ago. And thank you to everyone who's listened to my song, Driving Seat. Driving Seat is out now. Have a listen to it. Comment your thoughts. Do you agree that abundance mentality leads to good karma? Do you believe that the more that you give, the more you receive? Or are you someone who struggles with practicing that because of what might have happened to you before? I want to be clear here. no artist that's been in the music industry hasn't been subject to people taking more than their fair share or probably stealing from them. I've absolutely got those stories, but I just persisted with who I am. And this direct to listener approach is the way forward for me. You know, people failing to see your value doesn't mean that you don't have the value. Just remember that. Alright, so I've been Paris Solomon. This has been a momentous week for me and all of my listeners, all my supporters who believe in my talent, because I got my first national brand radio player on BBC Radio. Thank you, everybody. The ting, I'll be back next week with another new to you song. Don't listen to numbers, people. All right, peace. Came for me, came for me, came for me, came for me, came for me.